Hey comic lovers, EMoney, the old man, and Thor the Dog of Thunder here with you again. And today we're reviewing a bunch of comic books, and it was a big week for comic books. We have a couple of new DC horror titles. We had one new title, Crushing Lobo, which was a bit of a surprising one for me. Yeah. And a couple of indies, a lot of cool stuff to review. And then we have our previews for next week's. Hey, what's up? We have our previews for next week's comic books, and we have a let's see. I'm doing a Movie-ism this week. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Woo!
And then I have a special way I'm ending the show today. Should be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Is this where he eats me?
Possibly.
Is it your Rudy Poo? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, kids. Loki drops today. You hear that? Your brother Loki dropped a show today.
Were you looking for him?
Yeah.
He's not here.
What have you been doing lately?
Yeah. You got a show?
Yeah.
No, you don't have a
No.
show. No.
And your last movie was a while ago.
Yep.
This is Back Issues. All right, comic lovers. So before we get started today, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications, give us a thumbs up, and if you like, leave us a comment. All right, so the week of, what week was it?
June 2nd.
June 2nd. So how many comics did we review?
15.
15 comic books. So we have the top four here for you today.
Well, we got the top four because there was a four-way tie. Imagine that.
Right.
For first place.
All right, so just to give you a quick review, All right, so we have 15 comic books, and we grade on a 5-shield rating system. We each give it 2 scores, each comic book. We give 1 score, 1 through 5, for writing and story. The other one we give for artwork. So then we combine those 4 scores, and we give it 1 solid number. So
An average.
Average.
Right.
All right.
So spots, even though all 4 of them got 4 shields, 2 of them had to be rounded up. They got 3.75,
Right.
rounded up to 4. So obviously, those weren't as good as the top 2, which got a solid 4. So to decide which was 3, which was 4, we did paper, rock, scissors, lizard, spot. EMoney won. So he got to pick which one was number 3, which was number 4. So 4 was The Trials of Loki. Now this is actually a trade paperback. It's a reprint of a 4-issue miniseries simply called Loki. I thought it was a really good story. Artwork was adequate. It didn't score. I think we both gave it 3s on artwork. But the storyline was very good. I mean, I'll be honest, the timing couldn't have been better. I mean,
Right.
Loki drops today on Disney Plus, so
Yeah, it tells origin stories. It goes all the way back to even before Thor had Mjolnir.
oh yeah,
And you know what happened and how he came to have it. Right. So lots of cool background on characters in this story.
All right. Now the number 3 book, in my opinion, would have way out in front would have been number 1, but the artwork was just okay. I think we gave it 3s again. Storyline, I gave it my highest rating. I gave it a 5 on the story. You gave it a 4. So it's obviously a well-written book, well, in our opinion. It's from DC's Black Label title. It's called The Nice House on the Lake. It is a horror book. It reminded me a lot of the movie Cabin in the Woods because it's a horror story, but it's not what you think going into it.
No.
There's a definite plot twist. There's a lot of characters. I'm just really curious to see where they're going with this. If you haven't read it, well, you need to.
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to talk to me about if you don't read the cool books? So, any rate. Now, number 2. This was a tie with the number 1 book, and once again, paper, rock, scissors, lizard, Spock. I got beat again. So, EMoney picked Tankers number 2 from a company called Bad Idea. Now, first we'll talk about the comic, then I want to talk about Bad Idea.
Okay. So, a greedy oil company discovers time travel, and they send back a science team to
prevent the asteroid.
Deflect the asteroid that wipes out the dinosaurs, and says it'll circle back in a couple thousand years or something.
A long time, it'll come back and then wipe out the dinosaurs.
So that'll give them another something thousand years of oil to drill.
Yeah, more dinosaurs living, more dying.
Right, but as time travel goes,
they screw
it up.
Right.
I mean, you let dinosaurs live for another 1,000 years. I mean, what do you think was going to happen? But anyways, so the book is about the fallout after they discovered that they effed up.
Right. Now let's talk about Bad Idea.
Yeah.
As a publisher, Bad Idea is putting out, I think they got at least 4 titles. We read Tankers and Enica.
Mm-hmm.
Both very good. They score high on our weekly reviews.
I think it's Antioch, but go on.
Antioch starts with an E. I don't know. It's a good story.
Okay.
About a supercomputer. Reminds me of a Terminator computer.
Oh, Skynet.
Reminds me of Skynet.
I was going to say War Games, but okay.
Well, that too. But at any rate, Bad Idea announced maybe today it's Wednesday now. Monday or Sunday, they announced that they were going to go away. And, the way they phrased the tweet was, Bad Idea, as you know it, will be gone by the end of 2021. Now, that tells me that next year we might see some company called Horrendous Idea.
Very bad idea.
Yeah, something like it. But at any rate, so because they've always had these really strange marketing deals, like a book came out that you could only buy one day, and then you couldn't sell it anymore. You had to prepay for Tankers. If you wanted issues 2 and 3, you had to pay for them when you got number 1. Well, I fell for that. But this next one, if you want to get the rest of their books that are coming out between now and the end of 2021, they've announced that there will be 5 titles. And I think it'll be a total of 15 comics. You have to go in and prepay for them on I think it's the 16th. Now here's the catch.
Yeah, the catch.
They're not going to announce what the titles are or who the creative teams are until...
Or even the synopsis.
Yeah, you don't know anything about them. You're going to go in and say, I love me some Bad Idea, so I'm going to buy all their stuff that comes out the rest of the year, and I'm going to put my money down now.
Anyone from Bad Idea listening to this? Screw you.
Yeah. I've already talked to Comic Book World. They will participate. They're a comic book shop. They'll tag along and do stuff like that. EMoney and I, we're out.
Nope, not playing that.
We're not going to put the money down.
No.
Now we may miss some speculation comics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't care. I'm not going to support that kind of just ridiculous marketing. I mean, if it works for you guys, fine. But you're not getting our money.
No.
We're out. Now.
All right, so there's
let's move on.
Number 2, Bad Idea, Tankers.
All right, so the number 1 book is really slightly more up your alley than mine. Not that I don't enjoy the book and the TV show, but EMoney has a special love for it.
Yeah, the Orville, number 2.
Digressions, number 2.
Digressions, number 2. Now, there have been a few projects, not comic books, like production projects, because I'm not a comic book creative type guy, that I would have loved to have been a part of. Firefly, of course. Probably any of the Marvel movies. More recently, The Mandalorian. And the Orville. I would love to be a part of that. And hopefully there's still a chance of that, because we're still waiting on Orville Season 3.
Just so you know, this isn't just EMoney blowing smoke. You spent, a year and a half out in Los Angeles working as a production assistant. You've done it since you've been back here in Louisville. You've worked with...
Well, I'll get to all that in a second here.
Okay.
But back to the Orville. It takes from a story at the end of season 2, and we go from there. And talked about time travel and tankers. Well, big time travel element in this too, and it's about averting a disaster that they successfully averted in the show, but now things are all messed up.
Yeah, there was some time travel involved, and they messed stuff up.
Yeah. So now they're hoping to fix it again.
Well, the good news is we were concerned because this says book 2 of 2.
Right.
Well, when you get
book
to
2 of Digressions.
Right.
Now,
in the last page, it says continued in the road not taken.
okay.
So that means there'll be the Orville, the road not taken, and they'll continue the storyline in probably another 2 to 4 issue miniseries. And hopefully they'll just keep doing that.
All right.
Which I'm totally fine
I'm okay with that. Yeah. All right, so there you have it. Number 1, the Orville. Number 2, Digressions. So here are your top 4 comic books for this week. Check them out at your local comic book shop. These are top recommendations, so if our opinion means a damn to you, go get them.
If it doesn't mean a damn to you,
I mean, what are you watching for?
Yeah.
All right, so what do we have coming up that came out today?
All right, so stuff that came out today that we haven't picked up yet. Of course, I think there's 3 Heroes Reborn stories. That's been iffy.
Yeah.
I mean, some have been
Few
good,
good
some
things,
have been mediocre. Still better than DC's Future State.
Yeah.
There are 4 Bat books.
Ah.
The ones of note are, of course, Detective.
Mm-hmm.
There's The Detective.
Right. The kind of futuristic one. That's
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of Dark Knight Returns, but not quite.
Right. And then you've got Commissioner Gordon number 4. That's not what it's called.
It's the Joker number 4.
The Joker number 4.
Now, I talked about this with the old man earlier. I mean, the Joker has been killed in non-canon stories a few times. What if they actually did it? I mean, I know they wouldn't keep him dead forever, but what if in canon they actually killed him for a while?
Well, for one, nobody's going to believe it.
Yeah.
Because they killed Superman.
Yeah.
Only they didn't.
Right.
Now,
But, they kept him out for a while.
Yeah, now, in my opinion, they just screwed up the return so horribly that it was blah. But anyway.
Well, I mean, what if, they kept Joker out of the comics for like a year or so?
As long as they bring him back, he's one of the best villains in comics.
Well, of course, sure.
But at any rate, so we're also looking forward to that Image comic, that kind of post-apocalyptic, called Geiger.
Oh, yeah. It's a great story if you haven't read it already. Think of it like post-apocalyptic meets Game of Thrones. There's some good stuff there.
Spider-Man gets a new, a relaunched title. There was a Web of Spider-Man for years. Now there's a new Web of Spider-Man number 1 coming out, so obviously looking forward to that. And then number 6 of a book that we thought was only going to run for 5 issues.
Okay.
Space Bastard.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Number 6.
Yeah. Space Bastards. Great stuff.
EMoney and I just love us some Space Bastards.
Mm-hmm.
So
check that out. All right. So there's our recommendations for this week. Now, let you know a little bit about what's going on with us and on the channel, in case you had noticed. For one, we're back to doing our reaction videos. We have our Loki reaction video coming out later today. So stay tuned on the channel for that. And also, I've started a new show that comes out on Fridays. I said earlier, I'd love to work on the Orville. And that's because, as Dad said, I've worked as a production assistant for a few years now. And in lots of different production projects, I've worked with Taye Diggs. I've worked with George Lopez, Awkwafina, Katy Perry, John Cusack, lots of big names, and so I'd love to work on something like the Orville. But on my new show, I tell stories from the world of production. It's called Tales from the Set. So anyone who has ever worked in production for any length of time, like I have, they have a few stories to tell. Some of them are about things that happen with fellow crewmates. Others are, the situations that they found themselves in, because production can be rough, especially if you ever worked at a non-union job. It can be scary. And other stories are about celebrities. I have a really great story that someone told about Denzel Washington. It was a feel-good story. It was really cool. And I've scoured the internet and I've collected these stories that people have shared on Reddit and Facebook and other places. And a lot of great stories out there. And I've shared a few of my own stories already on the show. So every Friday, tune in for that. I have 3 to 4 stories to share usually. Tales from the Set. Subscribe for that. All right, so there's the new show and reaction videos. Also, Saturday we have our weekly garage sale.
Whoa.
Oh, no,
It's not a garage
I'm sorry.
sale.
Yeah.
We're not calling it a garage sale. It is a pop-up comic book shop that just so happens to be in a garage.
Right. So pop-up comic book shop. We have thousands of comic books to choose from, and we have a lot of cool stuff. We have a rack that's full of $10 and up comic books, and a lot of great stuff. We have toys, we have DVDs, both TV shows and movies, and we have non-sports cards, a couple of books. So come and see what we have there. If you want information about what we have to offer, what comic books we might have that you're looking for, visit our or send us an email, EMoney and the old man at gmail.com.
Well,
and
why don't you just put it like right there?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Right where your fingers are?
Not up here somewhere. Made me look stupid. Put it like right here somewhere.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so check that out. See if maybe we have a few issues you've been looking for. All right, so I think that covers about everything. So I have a new movie-ism today, and we have a special way we're going to end the show today. So let's head back up to the garage with Thor. All right, comic lovers, back out here in the garage with Thor, and today I have a new movie-ism for you. What?
Back out here in the garage with Thor, don't even mention me.
Well, I mean, you were with me in the house.
I know, but still, it's nice to get a little recognition.
Okay, back out here in the garage with the old man and Thor. Okay.
That's better.
And we have a new movie for you today. This is one. It's comic book related, but it's not comic book centric. This one's called Fun Stormin the Castle. This is what happens when a lone hero decides to storm the bad guy's castle single-handedly and wades through bad guys who get in his way. And here's a few examples of that, both from comic book movies and other stuff. Alright, so there you have a few examples of Have Fun Stormin the Castle. So next week we got our reviews for the books we just mentioned earlier, and we got fun other stuff. Where are you going? You know what? He's heading into the backyard because that's where we're about to go. Alright, so I told you we have a special way we're going to end the show today, so Thor's way ahead of us, so let's head out into the backyard. Okay, so we are conducting the internet challenge of who the dog loves more. Uncle Eric or the old man?
Doesn't always seem fair, but
Right.
whatever.
Well, right now you see I have the leash, which I'm going to let go of in a second, and the old man has the treat. So let's see what he responds
Well,
to.
what, let's clarify this a little bit. Who takes the dog for a walk all the time? I am never taking the dog for a walk. So this ought to be pretty. I think he's just going to run off randomly.
Yeah, I mean, he's not cooperating. Come here, come here. All right, let's see how this goes. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, look what I got! Look what I got! Look, yeah, that dirty dog.
You love me more. Yeah. All right, now you see the old man has the leash. I don't have anything. So we see how this goes. 1, 2, 3.
Hey,
That's cheating.
I don't care. Come here, buddy. Come here.
Oh. Ah.
Nope, nope, don't do it. He went back to a neutral position.
Tiebreaker. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. Good boy. Good boy.
So we gonna play now?
All right, so that's 2 out of 3. I mean, I'm a little surprised. I mean, I thought he loved me unconditionally, but you won one, so that's good.
Hey, the fact that he pays any attention to me at all, other than trying to eat me,
Yep.
I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Thor's ready to go. It's hot out here, so we'll see you guys next time. Excelsior.
True believers, have you been back to the movie theaters?
You should.
You should. Tell us what you've seen.